Morgan, are you still thumbing me?
Yes, I will. Did I need to change the wall. Okay.
Are we videoed?
We are almost there. And
Thumbing you.
Isn't it?
It's time for the Bobby Bones Post Show. Here's your host, Bobby Bones.
Hello. Amy had to leave. She wasn't feeling great. So we'll go Amy-less today. A couple things. One, I posted on my Instagram story last night a drink, and it was in a martini glass.
Hey.
But it was not a martini.
Oh.
It was a mocktail. I don't know why people still think that I would announce that I'm now drinking through just a random picture of a random. I went to Luogo, which is a restaurant we really like in town. We didn't even stay. We went to pick up food. Caitlin's parents were in town last night for just a single night because they were driving through. And so it's like our favorite place. So there's a certain thing that you can't order on the app from there. But you can order Uber Eats from there. But there's a certain pizza that we like to get from there that's so thin they will not send it out delivery because they feel like the integrity of the pizza is ruined. So you have to go and actually order it and take it yourself from there. If it's the pizza. The rest of it you can order from whatever. DoorDash, Uber Eats. So I'm like, we got to get the pizza. And it's her dad's favorite thing too. So we go, and we're sitting at the bar, and the bartender says, what do you have? And I said, just make me something dirty, man. No, I said, give me a mocktail, whatever you have. Give me something fruity, the fruitiest mocktail you have. And so he did, and then I just posted that picture, and I didn't think much about it. I probably had 70 people going, are you drinking now, from that one picture. That would be the lamest way for me to announce that I'm now drinking. Like, I wouldn't use that on the show, because that would be material we would put here. No, it is, if you go to my Instagram, Mr. Bobby Bones, if it's still up, depending on what time you see this, you may be watching us live right now, there's no alcohol in that. It was called like it's like a cherry drink, but it was kind of hot, which is probably soda water. It was good. But there's not alcohol.
Soda water makes it hot? Spicy?
Yes, club soda, sparkling water.
It's funny because
that's what kids call it.
That's what my kids say, like, ooh, this is spicy.
Yeah. So, and I'm sure they poured a little something in it too. But that was what it was. I want to clear that up. Number 2, we turned the lights on the pickleball court last night. Played for like 25 minutes or so.
You played with your father-in-law?
Yeah, they played for a while. I worked, and then I went out. I play a bit, so I'm a little better than they are, obviously.
You're good.
And so I went out and was just going to hang out, and I hopped in the game and played. But I posted a picture of that last night. It was the first time we really turned the lights on the pickleball court on my Instagram story. And they work. Eddie and I did a great job. Why I'm bringing this up is, for those that know, if you're listening to this or you're watching this, you probably know that the whole Eddie and I build a pickleball court was a joke. We said it on the air maybe twice, and it was, hey, get in this joke with us. So a lot of you guys have been involved in the joke, meaning every time we would post a picture from the pickleball court as we were, quote, unquote, building it, all we were doing is walking out, like after we'd work out, into the field where there was like a tractor or a shovel or
equipment.
And just stand in it and be like, oh, it's another hard day building the pickleball court.
Which was perfect because we were already sweaty from the workout.
Exactly. But you guys knew that, and so thank you for being a part of the joke. Well, so I posted that last night. Got a bunch of people that weren't in on the joke going, you guys did a great job on that pickleball court.
Thank you.
And they were like, did you guys do the lights yourself?
Yeah.
To which I was like, no, we brought in a light guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that, so
I know. But now you know. And so not only that, we played last weekend, and Gator, who runs the station here, the local station, and George Burge, who's a really good friend of ours, who has a couple songs, a couple hits, and George is a really good player. They came to the house. And again, we're close to them. And we didn't tell them it was a joke. And so they don't listen to the podcast. They both came over within 15 minutes of each other, and they were like, you and Eddie did a great job. And I thought they were kidding because they're close friends. And I was like, oh, you never knew that we actually didn't build this court.
Funny.
Because we didn't build the court.
We didn't.
We did nothing, actually.
Yeah, but YK.
Yeah. So those are two things I wanted to mention just to begin this here, is that we didn't build a court, but you guys probably already know that if you are watching us and with us. But please keep the joke up. So a lot of people don't know. And secondly, I haven't started drinking. I felt like that needed to be brought up.
That's ridiculous.
That would have been a funny way to announce it. No announcement at all. One winning Powerball ticket was sold in Georgia for the massive $478 million jackpot drawing. And that's a lot of money, but whenever they give away $1 billion pots, when they go the massive $478 million, I'm like, that's nothing.
Yeah.
We just hit $1 billion. The lucky ticket has a cash option of $230 million.
Oh my.
So you take the four, and Lunchbox, my question is, if it's $478 million, but you take the cash option of $230 million, is that what taxes already taken out, or do the taxes come out after that?
I assume that's the taxes taken out.
I would assume it's taxed after that.
Yeah, tax after that. That's my guess.
Me too.
Oh.
My assumption is that you're getting less because you're taking it all up front, and then they take the taxes out. But I didn't know if that was like the all the way boiled down, but I don't think it is.
Yeah,
What's
and
the
then
other
also
option?
The other option is to get
yearly payments.
the paid
They
out.
say of what? Like,
No, because
how
most
much?
people just take the chunk because they're like, man, I'm not going to be around for 50 years to get all 400 million.
right.
And I think
But it does go to your family though if you die. Like it does keep coming.
Oh, I didn't know
I'm not
that.
worried about them.
Yeah, but meaning it doesn't stop. Yeah, most people take the cash option.
And that ended the drought 8 years since someone in Georgia had hit the big one.
2 tickets worth $1 million were sold in Pennsylvania and Texas. So that is from North Jersey publication.
Lunchbox, you wouldn't want your kids to get some of that money like after you die?
They'd have it from the lump sum he took.
I mean, they'll have it either
Yeah.
way. I want to enjoy more of it.
Okay.
The
Absolutely.
oldest person in the U.S. dies at 115 years old. Elizabeth Francis of Houston, Texas, died
Ugh.
yesterday of 115.
Gosh, that's old.
The Longeva Quest database, which keeps track of the world's oldest people, says she was born in Louisiana during the Taft administration in 1909 and lived through 2 world wars and 20 U.S. presidents. She was living with her 96-year-old daughter when she died. Like, it's straight genetics. Like,
Yeah. Daughter's 96.
you're 115, she's 96.
Mm-hmm.
That's some good genes right there. The eldest person in the U.S. that has not died is Naomi Whitehead of Greenville, Pennsylvania, who is 114 years old. That's from ABC News. Wow. That's the story. That's the headline we see the most. Oldest person now dies.
It's a tough title to have.
What's the highest?
Tough title to get.
It is.
Harder than to have. Hardest to get.
That's true.
Yeah, but once you get it, you're like, uh-oh.
What are you saying?
What's the highest? Like I've heard 114.
I don't believe anything because the oldest person ever recorded was 122.
That's
think.
in the world.
Yes. But I don't believe anything not American.
Right, you never know over there.
Because who the crap knows? Even like the Little League World Series, they got kids we can't verify are 13, and they're showing up and they're like 16 or 17, and that's in the past 20 years. So if we look up the oldest people ever, Mike, if you'll look that up for me.
Ever? Or just American?
The oldest person ever recorded was Jeannie Calment, a French woman who lived to be 122 and 164 days old.
Gosh.
I feel like there are some less, I would say, more third world type countries where they don't keep records that they claim people are like 130 or 140.
Okay, yeah.
Because they don't know. They just count the sons.
It's like our dogs. We don't really know. Like they're like we think the dog's probably around like 9 years old, but they don't know.
You mean if you adopted it?
Yeah, like my
Yeah.
dog, we adopted her. They told us she's probably around 4, I think.
These are the 100 oldest known Americans. Americans, I believe.
Yes.
In Europe, I think I'm going to believe too. That French lady, 122. I think I'm going to go with that.
France seems like kind of trustworthy. A little
Developed.
bit.
It's a developed country. The oldest American woman ever was Sarah Noss. She died in 1999 at 119 years old.
Wow.
Maria Brainos of California died at 117 in 2024. We had 117, 116, 116, 116, 116. How old was lady that just died? 115?
115.
So overall in America, she'd have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Keep going. 15, 16, 17. She'd have been like 18th or 19th overall.
Ranked.
All-time American. All-time American oldest. She's
Yeah.
like top 20 all-time. Shout out to her.
Gosh.
Homeowners come home to find a stranger napping on their couch. Some Manassas, Virginia residents are weirded out but unhurt after finding a stranger sleeping on their couch. Police responded to a house that was like, hey, we got a problem here, and they detained Yanya Torres, who was found with drugs on him. Nothing was taken from the home. He was confused about where he was napping. He was charged with burglary, drug possession, and public intox from Fox 5 DC. He's lucky they didn't take a bat to him.
Yep.
Or wake him up, and then when he freaked out, they freaked out back and shot him. Because I don't know that I would have showed up at the house with someone I don't know sleeping on my couch. And that everybody else in the house knows. Like, I would ask my wife, what's up? Do you know, is this your friend? First of all, we have a lot of questions to ask if it is your friend, because I never met him, and why is he sleeping on the couch? Secondly, you don't know him? All right, here goes. We call 911 first, and then we wait. And if he wakes up, it's showtime. And I don't know what showtime means.
But it's serious.
So we just watch. And if he wakes up, something's about to happen.
Oof.
Because that's really scary, because you don't know what they're going to do. Tom Brady went into the wrong house. Remember that story?
Tom Brady?
Yeah, when Tampa drafted him, we may want to look this up. Tom Brady walked into the wrong house with a bunch of bags, thinking that was the house that he was staying in.
Oh.
And the guy was like, you're in the wrong house, but you're Tom Brady, basically.
So that's okay.
Brady, the new quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, was visiting the home of Byron Leftwich, who was the offensive coordinator at the time. He mistakenly entered the home of Leftwich's neighbor, David Kramer, instead.
Okay.
His house looks very similar, and Kramer had left his door unlocked because he was selling his home.
Oh,
Brady walked in without knocking, carrying duffel bags, and dropped them on the floor. Brady realized he was in the wrong house, apologized, and quickly left with a smile. Kramer said he was surprised and didn't think he'd ever seen someone leave a house so fast. The incident was widely reported. The internet joked that Brady was now officially a Florida man. Kramer said the incident helped sell his house, that he still cheers on Brady and the Buccaneers.
We could have lost Tom Brady.
We could have lost Tom Brady. Of course, I didn't know.
Wow.
That's a funny one.
Yeah, that happened to my buddy. Like he told me the story like a year ago that he same thing. Accidentally left his front door unlocked. He was in bed. They were all sleeping, and he heard something downstairs. And so his wife's like, "Go check it." And he was a cop. He was an ex-cop. And so he got his gun, walked downstairs. There was a guy sleeping on the couch. All his bags were right around the couch. And he woke him up with a gun right to his face, like, "Get up, don't move your hands,
God.
and you're gonna walk out of my house."
Scary for everybody.
Yes. And the guy was like, look, man, I'm sorry. Look, I'm here for a bachelor party. Like, this is the address they gave me. I'm assuming everyone's asleep or they were out.
That sucks for everybody.
And it was their neighbor's house. He was supposed to be at their neighbor's house.
Did they give him the wrong address, or did he go in the wrong house? Both are accidental. What do you think happened?
I think he just went to the wrong house. I mean, God, that could have ended so bad.
One of my friends, Ben Rector, the singer, he was like, "Hey, I don't know why we're going over to his house to drop something off," and his house and his neighbor's house look a lot alike. And we pulled up, and there was a lady we didn't know in his house, and we're flashing the lights, and we didn't go in, but that lady had to think somebody was about to come in and kill her because we were flashing lights in the window, like, "Who are you? Hello," and then she picked up her phone. Caitlin goes, "We're not at the right house," so we backed out.
Didn't you call Ben and be like?
Well, we did once we got out of the driveway. We're like, "Hey, I think somebody's scared. I think we scared somebody." But we had been to his house 100 times, just not at night.
Yeah.
And it's all different at night, and there were no numbers anywhere. We couldn't see any numbers anywhere. People are putting Apple AirTags on their political signs to keep them from being stolen. And this has happened not even just in the presidential, but Senate races. This is happening a lot where people from the opposing team, we'll call, they're going to stealing signs.
Yes.
Which, by the way, a sign has never influenced a vote.
I wouldn't think so.
I don't think you ever drive by a house and you're like, "Man, I'm a little undecided. Next sign we see in the yard wins."
Well, there are those people, though, that believe in signs.
Different kind of sign.
Yeah.
Different kind of sign. I think signs mostly, they're not to influence votes, but they're mostly to, if you would put a team's banner in front of your house, or like a Auburn flag. You're not trying to get people to root for Auburn. You're just showing everybody this is an Auburn household.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's mostly that more than it is we're trying to convince people, especially on the national level. On the very, very local level, I do think there's something to a sign because at least it gets the name out there, and if you have a cool design or a good name, or I would treat signs, if I were running for a local office, and I only know this because of the research that we've done or that I've seen companies do about artists when they do concerts, what they call face tees, they sell better than non-face tees of the artist. Meaning if you put a picture of the artist on it, people buy it. I put a picture of the candidate, unless she's real ugly, I put a picture of the candidate on the sign. So people feel like they would have a relationship, even if they don't. Like, we see a picture of somebody, we feel like we have a relationship with them so much more than if we just see a name of somebody. Like, I can picture 4 or 5 people's name that's running for office here, just in our town. I don't know what they look like.
But isn't that the point, though? Like, to have their name, too, when you go in and you don't really know what you're voting for, but, oh, I remember Garcia.
But the more point would be to have a face so you feel like you know them even more. So you'd remember it the same,
Yeah.
but you'd remember it even more if you saw their face.
It's just hard to vote on those like city council seat number 4.
Oh, no, I don't, because I don't know.
Don't know who that is. But I have seen Garcia sign, so maybe I'll vote for them.
And imagine if you saw Garcia's face.
Oh,
That
even
would
more.
really leave an impression.
I know who that is.
So, yeah, face tees, even like logos for podcasts. I've seen research say that if you put the face of the person that's doing the podcast, people will stop on it more because they feel like, oh, this is who is doing it. I'm not just seeing the name of a show. I'm seeing the face of the person doing it. And that engagement is so much higher when you put the face of the person doing the podcast on it. Now, I say that the Bobby Bone Show does not have a face on it, but the Bobbycast does for that exact reason, and 25 Whistles does for that exact reason, because people may find either one of those and be like, I don't know, what is this? Okay, he looks like somebody that I want to punch in the face or like. But yeah, no, face. I'd put my face on a political sign if it were me. But yeah, they're putting Apple AirTags on them, which seems weird because the Apple AirTag is worth more than the political sign.
I know.
Like if you steal it all and like, what are you gonna do? Go, show up at the house and like fight somebody?
Well, I saw a story where a lady did do that.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
that's not good for anybody.
Yeah.
A woman finds a strange metal rod baked into her Pizza Hut pizza.
What?
I want to
Oh.
shout out. This makes me want to go to Pizza Hut because this is not a Pizza Hut problem. This is like probably just rogue or mess up. I love Pizza Hut.
It's the best.
A woman has been left horrified after finding a strange metal object embedded in a takeaway she ordered from Pizza Hut. Amber, 24, showed a photo of the bizarre discovery after discovering it baked into the crust of her margarita pizza. I'm looking at it. It looks like something fell off of a grill. It's not like somebody had something metal. It's like, let's really try to choke this person to death. Right, Mike?
Yeah, it looks like a little handle or something. From...
It looks like something fell off somewhere, a machine, and fell into it and accidentally got baked. The contraption, which is hooked at both ends, covers nearly the entire edge of one slice of pizza. Several commentators pointed out the object was likely attached to the oven and fell into the pizza while being cooked. I said that too. I'm a commentator. Yet, despite the horrific health and safety hazard, she didn't receive a refund for her ruined meal. Metro.
That's odd.
That is odd. Also, there's probably so many people that are showing up going,
I found this on my pizza.
I found this Little Mermaid toy in my pizza. No, you didn't, sir.
You're right, though. All I
If
can
you have
think
a
of.
restaurant, I'm sure people try to get away with that crap. I mean, Lunchbox is like, put a hair in it. That's at the restaurant. That's not even like, you sick?
No, I just.
Oh,
my
God dang.
goodness. Here we go.
But I did used to put hairs in the food all the time at school, so I get another lunch.
You just coughed and like went, ugh.
And you just try to sidetrack us with a story.
Yeah.
Are you sick again?
No, I had a little phlegm in my throat. Nothing big. It's been the same thing since
You've been bug battling?
You've been
It's
battling.
been like 2 weeks, man.
That's a battle. It's a Royal Rumble.
Little allergies up in there.
A roller coaster halts midair.
Oh, no.
As terrified passengers are forced to climb down on foot.
Oh, I think I saw this on TikTok. I think there was a video of this. People walking down the roller coaster.
Were they strapped while walking down? Did they get some harnesses up for them?
Don't know.
Oof.
It's scary anyway. Oh my God, I'm watching it right now. They are not harnessed.
And they're walking
They are
down.
walking
Yeah.
down. They're holding onto the side rail, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. Now, oh my God, there's like 25 of them.
Yeah, they look like ants.
And it's a big circular thing. Imagine like a real circular staircase, but imagine that's a roller coaster.
Oh.
And they're having to walk down. Oh my God.
But that's not bad. The bad ones are when they're stuck upside down.
Oh,
No,
that's
no,
the worst.
But those they just stay, and that sucks physically. I'm saying
Yes.
to have to walk down this
Scary.
where anybody could fall off, that sucks. Yeah, being held upside down that'd be terrible.
You still into roller coasters? Like,
What do you mean into them?
Like, would you go on a roller coaster now, like at your age?
You still have sex roller coasters? Man, I stopped that 4 years ago when they did the documentary.
That's not what I meant.
Still got a crush.
I've never
Like
been in.
what?
I've never been into.
No, but like
I like roller
We went on
coasters.
a roller coaster.
I like roller coasters.
I don't know, 8 years
I've never
ago.
been into roller coasters. Though.
No,
It's a
what
weird
I'm
thing to ask. No, even like as a fan, even like somebody who likes roller coasters. I've never like been passionate about roller coasters.
But some people are like, oh, I'm going to Six Flags this weekend and ride all the roller coasters.
yeah, but you said, are you still into roller coasters?
You're right. Okay. Would you still ride a roller coaster?
Absolutely.
Today?
For sure.
Okay.
I haven't been hurt on one yet, so yes. Like if one jerked my neck pretty bad, and like because I'm obviously getting older, I'm not 25. Yeah, but I'm not into. It's just a weird question to ask.
You're right.
It was weird how you said it.
You're right. It was a weird way to say it.
Why,
You're
Eddie?
right.
You're not into them anymore?
Well, it's just that when we like travel places and there's like an amusement park, my kids always want to go. always want to go to a roller coaster, and I'm always just like, you guys go. Like I don't really want, because I never used to get nauseous. Now on a roller coaster,
That's a great point.
I get nauseous.
I'm thinking the last time I even rode one though, because I'm not anti, but I haven't even been to a place I don't think to ride one. Like when would I go to a theme park?
You don't get nauseous on roller coasters, though?
Yeah, but I haven't been on one in a long time. So I don't know.
Didn't you go to like in Missouri somewhere? Like yeah, you just went to an amusement park. Like last
Did I?
year. Last year, you talked about it.
Keep going.
You and Caitlin went to one.
Keep going, because I do not remember this.
You guys don't remember talking
I
about
don't
this?
feel like he did.
About
I, feel,
Disneyland in LA.
I was going to say Disney would have been the last one, I feel like.
No, didn't ride anything crazy. Disney doesn't have, at least they had nothing crazy.
They got good stuff.
They
now.
have some roller coasters, but they're not wild roller
right,
coasters.
like
Yeah.
Ooh, they have a Tron one now.
So I got on one of those things.
What?
Where
tram?
There's a big screen, and you ride the thing, and they're like,
Oh,
makes,
virtual
that
reality?
makes me sick
No.
as crap. That makes me sick as crap.
Oh.
Hate that. What, Eddie? I'm still waiting on what?
Man, I want to say it was somewhere in Middle America. Like you guys went and you came back talking about how like it was pretty cool.
Yeah, you went to Missouri. You
Missouri has some kind of
the guy that owns Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah, but there's no theme park.
Silver City, Dollar City,
Silver Dollar City.
Silver Dollar City.
Okay, so we did go to Silver Dollar City. Good memory. I forgot we even went, but they didn't have crazy roller coasters. They had like a ride that was closing, and you
that's
get
good.
in it because it had gone for like 50 years. Not because it was broken or
Oh.
but it wasn't. It was fire in the hole.
And that was a roller coaster.
I don't know that you call it a coaster.
It was a ride.
It was a ride, and in it there's a lot of stuff happening, but it's so old. Like imagine a mild roller coaster 50 years ago. So mostly it was because she had been on it as a kid, so we did that.
So I'm not crazy.
They have a new one. They built a new one.
I think so.
I remember you talking about how cool Silver Dollar City was.
Silver Dollar City was cool. Yes, it's cool.
And where is it?
It's like a walk around. Branson,
Okay, Branson.
near Branson. Yeah.
Thanks, Lunchbox.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I didn't ride a roller coaster. But I'm trying to think of the last time I rode one.
We rode the New York one. Probably that was probably over 10 years ago.
In Vegas.
Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah, we
I think we still have the picture.
walked to the top of the
Oh,
hotel.
I thought you
and
rode it
down.
when you went this last time.
I did with my son. Again, one of those like where like I'm not gonna do this. He's like, come on, Dad. Okay, fine.
I went on one in May. I went to Dollywood. I rode a roller coaster first time in years. It's pretty crazy.
Dude, Dollywood is awesome.
Dude, Dollywood is great.
Awesome.
Like,
I've never been.
You guys should go. Well, I mean, I don't know. We have kids. It's different.
yeah. Like I thought, okay, this is gonna be a little, what is this place? Like everybody talks about Dollywood. They're gonna have a couple rides. It is fantastic, and they have legit rides.
Yeah,
like,
legit.
It was great.
They don't have legit rides. They have legit.
Love
I'm in.
it.
If it's legit, I'm in. Let's take a mid-roll here, Raymundo. All right, a couple other things. Let's do some voicemails. Let's go to Steve from St. Louis, number one.
First of all, love the show. Second, question I'm hoping you can answer to settle a dispute between myself and my wife. So when artists go to play a concert, does the venue pay them to come play at that venue, or do the artists get the ticket sales from that venue? Please help us solve that dispute. Neither one of us know the correct answer. Thank you.
You're not going to like to hear this, but you're both wrong. Now, there are the occasional version where both of those things happen, but if it's a venue where it's a known artist, what happens is a promoter. In this case, I'm going to say Eddie is the promoter and I'm the artist.
Yeah.
Eddie, the promoter, puts on shows all the time. So I go, hey, I put a note out. I'm touring, and I nationally send a note to all the promoters around the country.
And Bones, I live in like McAllen.
It
Like,
doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't matter where you live. And so all Eddie's going to do is go, okay, this guy here can sell 10,000 tickets. We're gonna give him a guarantee of $5 to play the show. And like most of my deals are like 85-15, meaning if it sells over 85% capacity, the last 15% is then a profit share. So that is the bonus for like a sellout. So I'll make my $5. And the goal of the promoter is to make more than $5 from all ticket sales. There's always some relationship with alcohol. Sometimes there's parking. Sometimes there's merch. Because we, as an artist, like if we do merch, we have to cut in the venue or the promoter. But mostly it's the guarantee that the promoter pays the talent in the contract. So as soon as it's on the contract, 6 months out, you get like half the fee then the second half once the show is over. But it's all based on a guarantee the promoter says you're going to get. The promoter is then on the hook to sell enough tickets to make more than the guarantee that he's already paid the artist. Now, if it is a very, very small place where just an artist like I'm going to play and there's like 60 people, or it's a bar, that could be like money at the door. But like concerts that you're going to where you buy tickets, it's a promoter.
So the promoter is the one that buys the billboards, like if it's not selling?
Mm-hmm. Or even if or pre-sell, or if it's when they're about to announce a sell. So it doesn't always have to be if it's not selling. Or there's at times in contracts, doesn't matter how it's selling, you're going to promote it A, B, and C ways. Like that's agreed upon as well ahead of time. So it doesn't always have to be if it's not selling, but both of you can feel like you're not wrong because both of you are wrong. The other one's wrong.
Right.
So yeah, the venue doesn't. The venue is bought by the promoter.
Oh.
The promoter will, part of his fee is like, okay, I'm going to rent the venue for $1.
Does he have to do all this in advance?
Everything.
Oh.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's all contractual, so it doesn't matter if it's advanced or not. Like it's, even if it's, I mean, I guess you could not do it in advance, but then you're sued if you don't pay it.
Yeah.
But it's all communicated and official in advance. But that's how it works. A promoter's the middleman who does it. Occasionally, it's done differently, but for the most part, it's not. That's generally how it works.
Oh, it's a good breakdown.
I hope I said that in a way that made sense. Let's go to Melissa. Ray, call number 3.
Just wanted to call and say that I love the show. I had a really awful day today, but I turned on my Spotify, and you were the first thing that popped up, so that's going to cheer me up. I love you, all of you guys. I love what you do.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Another thing that can happen is a promoter can buy a whole tour. So,
oh yeah.
And that happens a lot with like a Live Nation or the big. I mean, that's a promoter, right? It's a big. So they can go, Dan and Shay, you're going to do 20 shows for us to these 20 venues. We're going to give you $80. And when you do the math and you break it all down, and because again, they don't pay for anything. The promoter, the venue, nothing pays for anything. That's the money you get, and you have to make sure that you can pay for all your lights and amps that you bring along, your bus. They don't pay for any of that. Food, everything. They just give you that up front. If it makes sense, then you take that deal. And that happens a lot of times with big artists. Like I'll do, if I'm touring doing stand-up, I'll do 4 or 5 shows with a regional promoter and do 4 or 5 shows with a different regional promoter. I don't ever do any national stuff because I'm not big enough to do the national stuff. But I can do like in the Midwest and like St. Louis, other parts of Missouri, Northwest Arkansas. I can work with one promoter because they generally have that area. But yeah, that's kind of how it works. Give me Leah from Pennsylvania.
I was sitting behind a car at red light. The light turned green. We weren't going, so I did the little beep, beep. He stuck his finger out the window and flipped me off, and then proceeded to flip me off driving down the road. I wasn't being aggressive. I wasn't being angry. I even waved back like, hey, just wanted to let you know it's time to go. We're still driving, and their hands are out the window flipping me off. I didn't do the aggressive honk. I was just trying to be friendly. What's wrong with people?
Some people just hear a honk and they get mad. I wish there were 2 horns. A little horn for angry, a little horn for nice. A little horn for I'm looking out for you. I know you're on your phone. Now it's green, so go. But yeah, if you honk at some people, and I think most people, if you just get honked at, your initial reaction is what? And so I'd never flipped anybody off. So the flipping off thing is odd, at least for me. But today, driving in.
Oh no, what happened?
No, coming into work, I saw a person make 3 massive driving mistakes. First of all, anybody that has like a dent in their bumper, a windshield that's missing, scratches all down the side of their car.
No one has a windshield missing.
No,
that's the front.
No,
that's the front.
No. The side windshield can be missing. They have like a
side
trash
window,
bag over it.
window.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Back windshield too.
front.
No, back windshield counts. That's a windshield.
No, a windshield is the front window.
No. What do you call the back?
What do you call the back?
It's just a rear window. It's just a window in the back.
Oh, I don't know.
It's called a windshield because you're going in the wind, and it's like it's made of different stuff too. It won't break on you.
I would think the back windshield is called a windshield too. I could be wrong.
It's called rear window, rear windshield, or rear glass.
So rear windshield. Thank you.
Yeah.
You want to take that back?
All right.
I was willing to walk back mine.
I thought a windshield is the front.
But you can. If you're going in reverse, what is it doing?
How fast are you
it
going?
Doesn't matter.
Oh,
going
you go real fast in
it's
reverse.
still shielding the wind.
That's a great point.
Okay.
So my point is, if you see somebody with like a trash bag over their rear windshield, and again, we all make mistakes, and I watch out for them because they've made a lot of mistakes, and they have no regard for themselves or others, and their car they just run through like it's crash up derby. I saw a car today, the same car. First of all, did not go when the light turned green. I'm not going to judge anybody for that because they may have been looking at their phone. I try not to look at my phone, but when they saw it was green, I did not honk at them. They like slammed the gas and like boom, like jerked themselves because they were like, "Oh God, run!" to get out of there. And I was like, "That's interesting." Then I saw them cut into the middle lane to probably a little too early, where there were still cars that could use the middle lane to go the other direction, and almost hit somebody head on. Same car doing the second thing. So I then had to go, and I was going the same way. Like I was following that car's route to get to work this morning. Almost head-on collision after they missed the green light, and I'm like, oh, this is trouble. At number 2, I was like, this is trouble. At number 3, we're by the building, and there is a part where when you turn into the road that drives up the ramp into this building, the lane turns into parking on the side of the street. The car did not realize that the lane turned into parking. So the car, the light turns and starts to go, and then almost nails the car that's just parked on the side of the road, and swerves and almost nails a car. I saw all this in like 6 minutes. If that car made it to wherever they were getting safely today, God bless them. I don't know how. In 6 minutes, I saw 3 massive mistakes, and I don't think it was because they were drunk, because they weren't driving wobbly. They were just making bad decisions. But they also had a dent in their bumper. And that's what you got to watch out for. It's like if you see somebody with big dude and black eyes and some bruises on his neck and face, like he's probably gonna fight.
Yeah, probably.
Like don't get into it with that dude at the game. He's probably gonna fight.
You're right. Anytime I get cut off, sometimes like I look at the car, I'm like, look, there's a dent right where they would have hit me if I wouldn't have slowed down. Like that's just the kind of person they are.
But it is stupid that we have a lane you can drive in, and then all of a sudden it just turns into parking.
That is kind of dumb.
It's so dumb.
Yeah.
Like
you understand what he's saying?
So, but what if they just never would have put a lane there and it was all parking?
Then that's fine.
No, because there's some of the roads where people don't drive as much on these roads, which is why they limit the lanes, right? It's all about traffic. So massive amounts of traffic, more lanes. When they feel like they have cameras, they know that lesser amount of people go and use these roads, they then turn those into parking. But yeah, no, it's unfortunate if you're not paying attention, but that's also why there are traffic lights there and signs.
That says there's parking?
And signs that say, heads up.
I mean, this is embarrassing, but one time I did think that I was in traffic.
I think we've all done that at some point. Don't be embarrassed.
And then I realized there's no one in that car.
Feel free.
Oh, it's a parked car. Got it.
I mean, I've almost run up on a car before. Been like, oh, God, I didn't know where I was. Don't be embarrassed, man.
Okay,
We've all done something like that. But I saw the car do 3 things within 6 minutes. All right. Let me see.
I thought you were going to say it, and it was Amy. But it wasn't, I guess.
No. She's not here to defend herself.
Right.
So I wouldn't do that. Let's see if there's anything else. I don't really have anything else that I need to do on my list. I've done all my check marks for post show. Morgan, what's happening with you generally?
Generally?
Yeah.
I mean, just living it up over here. Trying to go out, do a bunch of things.
Pretty general.
You said words.
Yeah,
you didn't really say much.
Well, you said generally, so I just
said words. How's the podcast going?
The podcast is going really well. I just had Judah from Judah and the Lion on, and that was really cool.
I don't know what you talked about, but I'm assuming there's some mental health talk there?
Yeah, so because their new album, The Process, is all about the 5 stages of grief, I did a grief episode and brought him on to talk about why they created that album and what stories inspired them to write an album all about grief.
Is that episode out, or did you just do it?
Nope, it's out.
Oh,
it's
it is
out this week. Yeah, It was this one with a psychotherapist was the expert in the first half, and then he came on.
So check out Morgan's podcast. It is called
Take This Personally.
Now that your real name is out there, do people do you worry about that?
I mean, a little bit. I definitely have some interesting people reaching out to me different ways that didn't before.
How's that?
They're finding my email or different. My phone number somehow is getting out there, which I've tried to figure out where that's coming from, and I can't seem to find that. So I think having the last name allows them to look up things. So
that sucks.
Yeah. But I mean, also it's my name, so how do you not?
That's true. Eddie has a very generic name, which is kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, you search me, and there are hundreds of us out there. Thousands even, probably.
Yeah. Even Mike and his, because, when they did the CMA, they put everybody's real name, except for mine, which is hilarious. They put everybody's real name, except for mine.
Well,
they deep dove and found people's real names.
Right.
And it doesn't matter. We don't hide from it. And my wife uses our real name. She's not going to be Caitlin Bones. Because She was like, I would not use a fake name. I'm not that. But like Mike's name is a pretty generic name for a Hispanic man, so generic that there are people that have been arrested with that same name that would keep them out of places. Like we were in Canada because our show is in some Canadian places, and they like locked him in the airport in Toronto, right?
Yeah, for like an hour. Couldn't do anything. Even like getting on the American Idol lot, like they were like, nope, can't let you in.
We don't know what the guy did.
Mike.
Yeah, but his name is so common that I'm sure a lot of guys with his name did bad stuff. Why can't we celebrate the people with his name that did good stuff?
I know.
And he show up and be like, "Oh, you're him? Here's a reward."
Never happens.
It happens to my dad too, trying to get back from Mexico, and they actually told him that the guy they were looking for was wanted for murder. So
with your dad's name?
Yeah. So we both have very common Mexican names.
I got sued once.
That's terrifying.
Wasn't me. It wasn't for me, but I got served.
What did the paper say?
That I'm a taxi driver, and I was involved in a hit and run. And the person that got hit is suing me. It is crazy. I was living with my parents.
Did you have to go? Oh, were you a kid?
Yeah, I was 19, 18.
But an adult.
Yeah.
Did you have to go and formally say I'm not this person, or did you just not show up?
No, I let them know, like whoever was doing the lawsuit. I'm like, hey, that's not me.
The person who served you?
Yeah. No. Like the whatever the law firm that was on the paper.
So you called him?
Yeah, I was like, hey, that's not me. Whoever you're looking for, definitely not me.
Lunchbox's dad?
Yeah. That was sad. He got called by the news one day saying, hey, you still planning on being Santa Claus? He's like, what? Like with these new allegations of...
New allegations?
Oh, my goodness.
Of, I don't even know if it was...
Yeah.
Yeah, relationship with a child, touching a child. I don't know. But he was like, I've never been Santa. And you turn on the 5 o'clock news.
He didn't say he's never been with a kid. He goes, I've never been Santa.
He's like, I think you got the wrong guy. And they turn on the 5 o'clock news, and boom, there was a story about a guy with the same name was Santa in the past. And
that sucks because it's not like your name is super common.
No, it was so weird.
Yeah, that's a weird one. Okay, I think we're good to go here. There's a new episode of 25 Whistles up today as well. We had Coach Brett Bielema on from Illinois, they're playing Oregon this weekend. Yeah, huge game, and he's awesome. And he was, talking to me about having kids.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Kind of funny. Yeah, so you guys have a great weekend, and we will see you on Monday. All right, bye, everybody.